Hey guys, it's Wendy. I am making a lentil spinach soup for dinner tonight. So I am searing in the deluxe multi-cooker some carrots that I sliced up with the rapid prep mandolin. And I'm going to use that now to cut up my onions, and also I'm going to add a couple of garlic cloves into a pot as well. So you can use the mandolin to dice your onions also. You just need to cut them, like peel them and cut them so that they're the right size. And then you can just plop them right in here and they will come out amazing. So much less work. Okay, we're gonna add these into the pot and get these sauteing on the sear setting in the multi-cooker. I love that the multi-cooker has this setting because if you're doing something like beef stew or chicken or any meat that you want to sear before you actually do your roasting, cooking, whatever, you don't have to get another pot. You can do it right in here, and then you get all those brown bits and all that extra flavor. All right. So there's my carrots and my onion. I'm going to use the garlic press. I'm just going to take my clove with the peel, put it right in here, give it a really good squeeze. You guys can't see what I'm doing. So we're going to come over here. There we go. Okay, big squeeze with garlic press. And you have this little cleaning tool so you can just scrape your garlic right off in there. And then we're going to do the second one. I have a little bit left in here, so I'm just going to leave that. And we're going to take the second one, put that one in. Give that a good squeeze. Alright, we don't want to miss out on any of that yumminess. Okay, I'm going to do one more because I have a little bit. These were kind of big, these cloves. I was on the fence if I was going to do 2 or 3, so I picked 2 big cloves. And there's the rest. All right, I'm gonna give this a stir. And this just gets those vegetables softened. There's also supposed to be celery in here. I did not have the celery, so we're gonna try it without the celery. Okay, I'm gonna leave this on sear for just 1 more minute, and while that's doing its thing, I like to use stock rather than buying the pre-made broth. So I have vegetable stock here, so I'm going to add this in, and actually I'm going to put this in now because that way it will heat up and it will mix a lot better with the water that I'm going to add as well. All right, and this is pretty much all I have in my container, so we're just going to finish that up. All right, and I'm just going to scrape that off. And then we're also going to add a bay leaf. So you guys need to tell me who in your house is the one who always gets the bay leaf in their bowl, right? My husband swears it's him. I think my son gets it quite often as well. So put in the comments below who usually gets the bay leaf in your house, because it's always a running joke if I don't find it when I'm serving dinner. All right, this is cumin. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of cumin. And we're going to do half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of pepper. So I'm going to use the Pampered Chef seasoning salt. I love this because it's got all kinds of other flavors in here, not just salt. So it's got some onion and garlic and a couple other herbs and spices. So, but it's pretty potent. So go easy on it until you get used. Whoop. Okay, that landed right in my water. Pampered, not perfect. All right, and then let's add the pepper. This one I don't need to take the lid off because this has a spoon lid. Okay. All right, and then we're going to cancel the multi-cooker. Let me get the salt out of the way before I spill it. All right, we're just gonna hit cancel, and we're gonna stop the sear. Let me give it a stir. And I'm going to add the water. You can see. Okay, so you can see my onions are starting to get clear, translucent. All right, Now, let's add the water. I'm going to add 5 cups of water because instead of just doing 1 cup of the lentils, I just add the whole package. So I'm going to add 1 extra cup of water. Okay. And then sometimes I have trouble getting red lentils. So I make this with whatever kind of lentils I have. So I have the green ones today. I'm just going to use my kitchen shears to open this up. And I'm going to dump this in. You don't have to pre-soak these. You don't have to do anything to them. You can cook beans that are dry without soaking them in the multi-cooker, and they will come out perfect every single time. Okay, so if you do a lot of dry beans or lentils, other grains, it has a rice setting, so super easy to use. Okay, and that's everything that actually goes in the multi-cooker for the pressure cooking setting. So let's get this going. And we're gonna put the lid on. And that uptone means that it's locked, and then we're just going to turn the knob and go all the way to soup. And we're gonna change the time so that it's 10 minutes. This is a very quick cooking soup, and then we're gonna hit the start button. Okay, so when this is done, I'm going to add 5 cups of fresh spinach. You don't want to put your spinach in the beginning because spinach is pretty delicate. So when you pressure cook it, it just kind of disintegrates in there. So put the spinach in at the end. You can make this recipe with kale. If you do this recipe with kale, then you're going to want to put the kale in when you start the multi-cooker because kale needs to be cooked. Okay, so when this is done, I'm going to add the spinach. I'm going to juice this little lime right in the multi-cooker, and I'm going to add half a cup of coconut milk, and that's going to make it super creamy. So this is really a delicious recipe, great for a meatless Monday. So if you want all the details, let me know. Thank you so much for watching.